practice been out here so far?
It's been good. It's been good. And you're always evaluating the focus. I mean, you probably over-evaluated at times, trying to find any chinks in the armor type of thing. But we've had good work, for really the duration. And then, to come down, once you get to the bowl side, now it's distraction control and all those things. And I think the guys have done a really nice job. And we haven't seen warm weather in a long time, so they've handled that as well. So I think prep's been good. We got to finish it over the next 48 hours.
Yeah, what do you want to see from your team, kind of on-site bowl practices? Obviously, more laid back.
Well, I think that's just it. It's just the focus. You got to make sure that despite what the evenings may look like, or the bowl events, or the schedule change and all those things, that guys have a respect for all those things it takes to prepare for an opponent, just as you did the 12 weeks prior to, making sure that from a video study standpoint, we try to get as much done as we can, prior to getting to the bowl site, in anticipation of some of the distractions. But then football time, shows up every day about midday, and we're going to make sure that we're running around competing and doing all those things. It's hard to win. And so, you want to see, guys, and we got to ingrain it in them. And I think for the most part we have is just a respect for what it takes to win a football game. And we got a real good opponent 48 hours from now that's going to take every minute up until then to prepare for.
What just jumped out to you about the working quarterback?
You look at their offense; they're just so multiple. And, his ability to extend plays with his feet. He runs the ball. Some of it's designed quarterback runs, some of it's not. But the ability to extend plays. Anytime yes, I think most defensive coaches, when you're punished for defending the first play well, and a quarterback's able to extend plays and a lot of times make an explosive play out of it, that's an alarming deal. He's got big targets on the outside. They're big up front, which is a big advantage for them against us. And no, it's a 9-win football team that is impressive to watch on film.
Talk about distractions. Obviously, during the offseason, can be coaching changes, reports of coaches leaving, and your name has been linked to the Ohio State job. How have you kind of handled that with the team and personally too?
Well, the thing that people don't realize outside the program is we spend a year's time to prepare for the 2017 football season. And so if you ask these players and these coaches and myself, to fast forward through, a chance to win a 10th football game that hasn't been done in 15 years at Washington State. I believe, don't quote me, but I think it's 4 times in the history of the school. Anything you devote your life to over a year's time, you'd really like to focus on, that time in particular, and the next one being 48 hours from now. So, no distractions. There's too much going into this one to take away from it.
I'm sure you've heard talk about some of the struggles you guys have had against mobile quarterbacks. I mean, Khalil Tate is a completely different case, but you got another guy that can make things happen, like you said, with your legs. What do you think is the common thread when it comes to those games in some areas where maybe you guys have struggled or been undisciplined, that sort of thing?
Yeah, well, and you said the word discipline, and that's what you have to be. You have to be, extremely disciplined. You have to defend 11 guys, and that's what the quarterback run game does to you. And why do people do it? I think we all struggle against quarterback run game. I mean, we really do. That's why, if we were, if every team was good at it, they would just do it against Washington State, and you wouldn't see it in other games on Saturdays. You watch these guys on film. So there's a reason teams do it. They're effective at it. And then they got the ability to get in multiple tight end sets, put a fullback in the game and then pound us. And so, you got to have answers to all those things, which, it's a difficult thing, and you got to be disciplined, and then you got to make sure that, guys are, you're not always going to have extras. You got to have guys getting off blocks, and make sure guys running the football, and, making plays when their number's called, and don't assume the next guy's going to make it.
This game's kind of a big one for Jahad Woods and Dominic Silvels. Both of those guys were kind of thrust into the fire this year in different respects. How vital and valuable have they been to the defense this year?
Well, it has. I mean, you never know. We tell all our freshmen to come in with the plan on playing, and the rest of the things, this stuff kind of takes care of itself, and based on need at a position, and obviously the whether or not that individual's ready from a physical and mental standpoint. Those guys proved to be, and were they guys that we necessarily circled and said they were going to be those guys? Not necessarily. And there's other guys maybe you thought maybe would have an impact, and then in any event, no, it's been huge. I mean, from a depth standpoint, no college football team has enough, and so those young guys, as you filter them in, and it'll be huge for them moving forward. But guys that, like you said, from the area, they get a chance to play back home. I know it's really cool for them, and we expect them to play good football for us.
Piggybacking on what Theo asked earlier, the unfortunate side of it is those coaching movements do happen this time of year.
Sure.
You are preparing
Yeah.
for this game, and there were reports of you going to Columbus. Has that been the case, and how do you handle that when you are trying to wear both hats?
Well, what you do is you focus on the guys that you just spent 3 years with, guys you just spent going back to people aren't in the indoor in the bubble at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning in January. They're not at the midnight maneuvers. They're not at spring football. They're not hanging out with us in Lewiston, Idaho for a fall camp or the 12 weeks and the adversity that comes with that. So it's very difficult from a coaching standpoint to just ignore those things. Again, especially when you put yourself in a position to play in a major bowl game, 9 wins, a chance to win a 10th, which I think puts us at 27 wins over the last 3 years. So again, from a distraction standpoint, all the other stuff takes place after your season.
Good.
I guess do you expect to be back next season?
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach.